welcome to Coffee with the Coach.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. So I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes. And what I'd love to do is if you could start off with telling me, what is your one question that you'd like to be coached on?
My one question is, how can I rebuild some confidence after kind of a tragic ending to a long-time job so now I'm a consultant in the same field that I was in. And definitely I was kind of beaten down towards the end of that job. And I definitely have some fear around putting it out there, calling myself an expert. But I did that job for 25 years. I am an expert. So how do I kind of get over that toxic ending to what was a career-long endeavor?
Yeah, okay. So if I understand correctly, you worked for 20 years in this industry. Which industry was it?
Nonprofit.
Okay, so you worked 20 years in the nonprofit. It didn't end on a great note, it sounds like. And this is sort of kind of taken off or beat up a bit of your confidence. Even though you have the experience, you've been in the world for so long, you're trying to go back in that direction, but you're feeling a little like not sure because of how it ended?
Yes.
Okay. Would you want to share a bit about how it ended?
Sure. So as I mentioned, I've been doing this job for a really long time. I was the executive director of an organization with a $6 million budget. In the time that I was the executive director, I had tripled the budget, tripled the staff size. Over the course of my career, I've written $45 million worth of grants and gotten them funded. And we had a toxic person. We kind of merged organizations, and what the person that came with that merger was pretty toxic, brought in a board member that was a friend of theirs that was also pretty toxic. And for about 6 months, they really worked to negate a lot of things that had been done before they got there. They started questioning decisions that boards had made 8 and 10 years before. They asked me to do things like justify my own salary, which I don't know how it is in other parts of the world, but in the U.S., your board gives you your salary. You don't give it to yourself. So, just a lot of really unorthodox things were happening. They were really digging into our books. We had nothing to hide. Our funding was all secure. People really loved working with us because we did the work. But these two people really just kind of started a snowball effect of toxicity and ended up asking people to make up things about me to report to the third party complaint department. And all of those reports were proven negative, but the damage was done. And I knew that there was no way that I could effectively do my job with that board in place. So I walked away because the focus was too much on me. The focus was not where it needed to be, which was on our clients. And that kind of blew open the whole thing, and lots of people left. It really became a mess over there, and I regret that. But if I hadn't left, I would have been fired by now, but a lot of this stuff would still be brewing, and now it's open. It could be dealt with. But again, we didn't do anything wrong. We had nothing to hide. And these people just were really gunning for me and for another employee.
Gotcha. Okay, thanks for sharing that with me. So you're working in the nonprofit. Things were going well. You've raised millions of dollars for that. Here comes in this new person, bit toxic. They start bringing in other toxic people with them, starts to kind of destroy the company culture a bit. He starts accusing you of things that were proven to be false, but the damage is sort of done there. And now here you are, you ended up quitting, leaving that environment, and your confidence has been affected by that. Is that right?
Yeah. It's been about a year, and I have made a living from doing this work in that time. But in order to grow that business, I need to feel confident in putting it out there and really positioning myself as an expert to get additional clients.
Okay. And the clients you want to get now, is that helping people, teaching people how to write grants? Is it more about what exactly would you be doing?
I would be writing grants for people, helping them build a funding strategy. I have done a lot of board education and leadership coaching for executive staff and for board members.
Gotcha. So when it comes to putting yourself out as an expert, because you literally are an expert, right? You got 20 years experience. What scares you about that? What fears come up?
I think one fear that comes up is that these people get on my social media and say like, no, she doesn't know what she's talking about, or they spread rumors in the community. And I've worked with organizations all over the United States. They can't reach everybody, but I think that's my biggest fear is that I put something on social media about my expertise and they find it and say, absolutely not. She doesn't know what she's doing.
And if they were to say that, then what?
I really don't know what I would do at that point. Of course, I would want to delete their comment. There's no use arguing because we're never going to agree. I've blocked them on everything that I can block them on, but that doesn't mean that there's not a way for them to get through or that they haven't spread misinformation to other folks in the community that would do the same thing.
Okay. So if they were to do that, then the fear is that your business would collapse, essentially.
Yeah.
And this fear is causing you to not take action, to not put yourself out there. And because you're not putting yourself out there, you're doing the exact thing that would happen if they were to comment negative and you put yourself out there.
Right. Good point.
Isn't that interesting?
I am letting them control the growth of my business without them having to do a thing.
Yeah. For all you know, they're like not even thinking about you anymore. They moved on to the next one.
Yeah.
They forgot about you. And here you are letting fear stop you. And the thing that you fear is the exact thing that you're causing right now.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're scared to eat some food that you have in your fridge. Let's just say you went food shopping. For some reason, you're just really scared to eat any of it. And you're so hungry. You're so hungry, but you're worried that if you eat it, you'll throw up and you'll be so sick. And then you'll die of starvation because you're so ill. So you refuse to eat or leave your house or eat any food, and then you die of starvation because you didn't eat anything. You're sort of doing that with your career right now.
Yeah, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah. What would it take for you to start, like, what would putting yourself out there look like? Walk me through that a bit.
So I have set up social media on 3 or 4 different platforms for my nonprofit business, and I haven't posted anything. I've posted a little bit on LinkedIn, and I've gotten several clients from there, but I really haven't done anything with it. I'm taking a class now on small business launching and working with government contractors. So learning how to do everything I already do, write proposals and do government contract work, which is basically what grants are. And I could do that for other people. I could probably do that for myself on certain things, but I've just stood still. Everything's set up. Everything's ready to go, but I haven't pressed go yet.
This class, you said that you're learning all things you already know how to do?
A lot of them, yeah.
Okay. What made you want to take the class? Is there a benefit to it?
There is a lot of benefit to it. You have access to some funding if you require funding, which, hey, it would be great to have a little cushion. There is a ton of networking, and I've gotten lots of potential clients from people in the class, and even people who've taken the class before who hear about me and they're like, oh, I hear you write things. What can you write for me? So it's been great in that aspect. And it has helped me formalize some things, like we had to write a capability statement. I sat down and wrote a capability statement, edited it, realized I needed to rebrand a little bit. My logo was not exactly what I wanted it to be. So I've done some things like that to really just set the foundation. I have a counseling session or a coaching session to talk about formalizing bookkeeping, because really now I just kind of like bill people and hopefully they pay me. So the class has really just made me strengthen those foundations so that I am ready for more business as it comes.
So it's interesting. What you're doing is valuable, right? There's stuff to be gained from there. I work with a lot of clients, especially ones in small business, people that work in the online space, and they do a lot of what I call productive procrastination, which is you're doing things. You're working on the logo, you're working on the website, you're working on the copy, you're doing all these things that do need to get done at some point, but you're avoiding doing the main thing that you need to do. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
And the main thing that you need to do is you need to put yourself out there. You've set up all these accounts, but you're not posting. And you're not posting because this fear that you might get attacked. Let's do a quick little exercise. I want you just to pretend you make a 2-sentence post and just speak it out loud. And I'm going to pretend I'm this person attacking you. Okay?
Okay. Connect with me today. Let's see what foundations need to be laid for your organization to be grant ready, so I can write you a great proposal and get your organization funding to expand your reach.
oh my God, nobody worked with Shannon. She's terrible. We had to fire her. Actually, she quit, but we would have fired her because she's the worst. She doesn't even know how to send a grant.
I would probably want to delete that comment. But there's also a part of me that would want to fight it and say,
Fight it.
absolutely, absolutely not. You know that I've gotten $45 million in grants over my career. What happened between me and this organization was toxic and was not representative of the work that I did for them for the whole time that I worked for them. And if you'd like to discuss it further in private, let's do that and not put it out here in the public.
So what I call that is a gift. If they were to leave such a comment. Someone did this to me once. I posted about something once, and someone commented like, who is this he's a life coach? Like, what has he done? Like, this guy's a scam artist, all these things. And I was like, first I was like, I can't believe you called me a scam artist. How dare he? And then I was like, okay, this is an opportunity. I said, thanks for your comment. It's funny you mentioned I'm a scam artist. Actually, I've been doing this for 10 years. Here's a video of me on stage organizing a TEDx event in Vietnam. Here's me coaching this person. Dozens of testimonials. So it gave me an opportunity to show all these things, to basically brag of all the things I've accomplished and all the people I've helped. And there's two ways I could have took that. I could have got so angry, right? And just been like, oh my God, I can't believe he's saying these lies. How dare him say that? And what ended up happening is other people commented on that, being like, I've worked with Brian. I was coached by him. He's authentic. He's helped me with my business. And it just became like this great marketing tool to the point where like my friend was like, did you pay that guy to say those mean things? And I was like, no, I don't even know who it is.
Absolutely not.
No, but like, this is going to happen. And it's like, you have two options. One is you do what you've been doing, where you let the perceived fears stop you from living the life that you could live, or you do what you just did in that little role play.
Yeah. I'm sitting here. It's been almost exactly a year since I left that job. And you saying that, like, I'm feeling some confidence coming back. Like, yes, I am an expert. I have dedicated my life to doing this. And all I want is to make organizations stronger so they can take care of the people in our community who need to be taken care of.
That right there, that is your why. You're stopping this perceived ass who could potentially comment on stuff and say these things, stop you from helping other people through helping them with grants, through raising money for things. If you won't do it for yourself, be scared. Be scared. You know who? Do you know who performed that song? All the single ladies. All the single ladies.
Yeah,
I'm a terrible singer.
Beyonce.
Who was that?
Beyonce.
Nope, wasn't Beyonce.
Was it Destiny's Child?
No.
No?
It was. See, Beyonce is she gets scared. She gets a little unconfident. She gets a little insecure about performing, so she doesn't perform. She created an alter ego who's called Sasha Fierce.
Yes.
Sasha Fierce is who you see singing on stage, dancing. I want you to create an alter ego. There's a great book on this called The Alter Ego Effect by, I think it's Todd something with an H. It's called The Alter Ego Effect. Have you heard of this book?
No.
And it's all about how all these top performing athletes, CEOs, singers, musicians, people, public speakers, they basically they create what's called an alter ego. Sometimes they put on a different colored glasses, or they put a special shirt or a pin or something. And they go, okay, I'm going to leave my insecurities over here. Ultimately, if you let them win, forget about your own confidence. Think about all the people who won't have confidence because they don't have help. They don't have help writing those grants. They don't have help getting the funding they need to do good in the world. Don't do it for you. Do it for them. When you're feeling insecure, think about them. Forget about you. Do it insecure. Post, oh my God, I'm so scared. Post, oh, I'm still so scared. Post. Oh my God, I'm so scared. Post. Oh my God, I just helped all these people with this. Oh my God, I'm helping this person with funding. I'm still scared, just still doing it. Because the cost of inaction for you is so great. The cost of inaction, of doing nothing, of continuing playing small. Give me 3 reasons why you're an expert right now.
I'm an expert because my track record proves it. I'm an expert because I have taken every opportunity to learn everything that I can about nonprofit. And I'm an expert because I've lived it. I've seen it work and I've seen it not work.
Do me a favor. Close your eyes. Take a breath in. Exhale. One more. Breathe in. Exhale. I want you to scan your body right now. Those 3 things that you listed on why you're an expert. Where do you feel that? Where do you feel that sense of confidence, that sense of gratitude? Where do you feel that?
I feel it right in my gut.
Right in your gut. I want you to focus on that. That sense of knowing, that sense of intuition, of confidence. This is your higher self. It's your intuition. I want you to ask it. I want you just to get curious for a second. What does it want to tell you?
The language is probably not appropriate, but basically forget them. They don't deserve this power over your life. And you were put here to do more than be afraid.
Say that again like you mean it now. Say it from both your voice and that voice coming together. Say it again.
Forget them. They don't deserve this power over your life. You were put here to do more than be afraid.
I want you to give yourself a name. Beyonce came up with Sasha Fierce. What is your name? The name who goes on and posts. Give her a name right now. The confident version of you.
Confident version of me. I'll use my middle name, Gray. I
Gray?
thought that was a super powerful name. Gray.
Great. Every time you're about to post, Shannon doesn't post. Shannon's allowed to chill and relax. Gray comes on. That confidence that you just felt. You still feeling it in your gut?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want you to imagine that confidence is starting to spread throughout your body, through your shoulders, through your arms, through your hands. Really feel what that feels like to be in that power, to be in that sense of knowing, of confidence. Now, I want you to imagine for a second, I just met you, and I'm someone who could use your services, but I haven't found anyone. And we just happened to meet in an elevator. And I say, hey, I'm Brian. What do you do? Answer it with confidence as Gray. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, I'm Shannon. Nice to meet you. I'm a nonprofit consultant and grant writer. I help folks, get ready for funding and do lots of good in the world.
Shannon, I would like to hire you.
Here's my card. Call me.
How did that feel?
Great. Amazing.
That's the energy I want you bringing in when you're feeling insecure, when you're feeling like you don't want to make that move. What ifs? When all the what ifs, right? We talked a lot about what ifs, right? What if they comment? What if they say this? Let's talk a minute just about what if it goes really well? What if they never comment? Tell me about that. You post consistently. Tell me what that looks like.
That looks like my deepest desire, which is to be known. My deepest desire, which is to make this world a better place, which I know it's so cliched, but it's true. That's what good people want to do. We want to make the world a better place. So it gets me closer to those 2 things.
After this call, I want you to write down your 3 whys. I want you to write down what you just said right there. And I want you to post today.
Okay.
Can you agree to that? Are you up for it?
Absolutely.
Because the more action you take, the more momentum that you create through action, the more that fear and that insecurity gets smaller and smaller and smaller, right? We have all these expectations and things of posts and what people are going to say and all this noise. And the more action you take, the more that noise will start to get smaller. And that other voice, that voice in your gut, that knows, that has that confidence, that voice starts to come out. That voice starts to get bigger.
I can do it.
You can do it. That is 20 minutes. What is your biggest takeaway from this conversation, this coaching conversation?
That letting fear stand in my way is actually harming the people I care most about, which is the people that my organizations are trying to help.
What insights are you leaving here with?
I am leaving here with confidence and just like this desire to move forward. And I know from the years of therapy that I've had that when I start saying what if, it's anxiety talking. It's not the real deal. It's not reality. So every time I hear myself say, what if they, or what if he, or what if they, or what if she, that's my anxiety. It's spiraling. And my job as a thinking person is to rein it in and do what you did and say, what if it goes well? What if I get a new client from this? What if that means I can pay off my debt? What if, I'm able to hire somebody and create a job, which is one of the things I was most proud of in my careers is how many jobs I created. Yeah. So, yeah. What if I did it right?
What if you did it right? I'm getting tingles just saying that. It's exciting.
Yes.
There's a shift I can feel right now within you from when we started this call.
Yeah. I feel it too. Because I could feel myself shrinking as it got closer and closer to the date that everything came to a head. And I don't feel shrinky anymore.
Yeah.
I feel ready to grow.
Yes, I love that. Shannon, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. This was freaking amazing.